All right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Willpower Wednesday. So typically we do this on Thursdays, but obviously tomorrow is going to be Thanksgiving. And with that in mind, I wanted to still have a coaching call today. We're going to try and make sure we don't go past the half hour. I apologize for the delay. Today, my day has just been one thing after another, but we don't lose equanimity. We just adjust. And instead of saying, I'm so sorry I'm late, I want to say thank you guys for understanding, for working with me, and I appreciate it. Remember, it's all about gratefulness, right? So today we're going to be talking about hidden enemies. Hidden enemies. So how do we identify and then combat some of these emotional triggers that happen for us? We're going to kind of combine that with a conversation about Thanksgiving. Now, I am going to touch a little bit on the idea that, we're going to be surrounded by a lot of food and there's going to be temptations. Let me just nip that in the butt and say that memories over macros. The idea of this program is not for you to say no to your loved ones when they offer you a piece of pie and their feelings get hurt because they spent all night making it, right? The idea is not to say, no, I can't go to the movies with you because, that's popcorn and I can't have that. The idea of it is that you make such consistently good decisions throughout your week, throughout your month, that one piece of pie, one extra serving of, stuffing, one extra serving of mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving is not going to throw you off. You don't have to overindulge. You don't have to have more than you want to. You don't have to have more alcohol than you are planning to have. You can participate. I want you guys to participate. It's important to be able to create memories and be a part of our community and our loved ones. So we're not going to be necessarily talking about that because, like I said, I want you guys to participate. I want you guys to be able to enjoy the foods. Do not worry about logging anything for Thanksgiving. That's not a priority. Last year, we started with the whole not logging stuff for the holidays because the last thing that I want you to feel is overwhelm. And if you have to worry about logging all these foods and, you're with family and all these things and, did I log it right? That's not what I want. Now, as far as your workout, I want you to hit your workout. And if you can't hit that workout for the day, if you have something on Thursday, go into the app, scroll all the way to the bottom, click on the little kettlebell icon, scroll all the way to the bottom, look for Savage Boost sessions. And in there is more than plenty of workouts that you can do at home, in a hotel gym, body weight. If you want to move your workout from Friday, because you know yourself and you know that Friday is going to be Black Friday shopping, or you're going to have just, family still over at the house, X, Y, and Z, move it over to Thursday, do it Thursday morning, especially if you're not working, especially if you have time, you have no reason not to. On the flip side, you don't do a workout Thursday, and then Friday rolls around and you think you're going to have time to do it, and then you don't. I don't want you to start feeling kind of angry about your decisions, so we're going to plan for it now. If you know what's happening, if you know what might be possible, if you know that the situation might call for you to not be able to do the things that you want to do, let's plan ahead and get it done Thursday morning. Now, if you have to make food, if you have family coming over, great. Involve them in the workout. Have them go to the gym with you. Have them go for a run with you. Have them do a body weight workout at home with you. You can set 20, 30, 40 minutes time aside to still do something in the morning to make sure that when you eat, you don't feel guilty. And then when Friday rolls around and your day is so jam-packed with family, maybe taking people to the airport, maybe, doing the Black Friday shopping, you don't have to feel like, oh, what am I going to get my workout in today? It's a non-factor, all right? The main thing that we're going to talk about today as far as Thanksgiving and hidden enemies is the fact that a lot of us were away from our families for many of the holidays, right? Especially when we're in the military. Maybe some of us now don't plan on going to our family, gatherings. Maybe we avoid them every year because, believe it or not, sometimes those hidden enemies are your own family. But let me explain that. Let me be a little more thorough with that. It's not that your family is trying to be your enemy. It's just that the way that you present them to yourself. It's just that we pay too much attention to the things that they say to us. And even if we feel like it's coming from a bad place, we all hope and we pray that it is not coming from a bad place. It's just that they maybe don't have the same type of communication skills that you've been working on for years. Maybe they don't think the same way you do. Maybe they're still living in a different type of world where they're going to be asking you, when are you getting married? What's been going on with you? Why have you been, losing all this weight? Like, are you eating right? What's going on with you? This is where you can make the decision to become defensive, to get angry, to feel like, oh, you don't understand me, to separate yourself, to feel angry at this family holiday. Or you can make the decision to communicate, to share, to open the doors of communication where you actually share a little bit about what you've been doing, maybe inspire them, maybe motivate them, maybe give them that peace of mind to where they don't feel like you're not in a good place. Yeah, I've actually been doing really well. I hired a coach and the program is amazing. The community is freaking amazing. It's the best freaking thing in the world. I've lost 10 pounds. I've been doing my workouts on Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. My stress levels are down. Like, inundate them with information so they don't feel like you're not in a good place. And a few things might happen from that. They might be so happy that they're like, okay, I don't have to worry about Jenny. I don't have to worry about Colton. I don't have to worry about Andy. I don't have to worry about Brian. Or some family members unconsciously or subconsciously, hopefully it's not consciously, they may feel jealous. They may feel, they may feel a little bit of resentment. They may feel like you're lucky or you have it better than they do, or you're not prioritizing the family because you haven't shown up to 3 of the 4 last family gatherings when all they do is drink, and you had a workout session or a job interview or time with your kids or X, Y, and Z that you know is more prioritizing, is more of a higher on the priority list. Nobody is busy. Nobody is too busy. People prioritize differently. So you're not busy, Andy. You just have prioritized the fact that you have a lot of stuff coming up in your life. Things are happening, and that's where you decide to focus your attention intentionally. It's not that you're busy, that you have all this stuff going on. And when we tell ourselves we're busy, well, guess what happens? We come up with all these excuses of why I can't go to the gym or of why I didn't do my meal prep. No, you're not busy. You just need to prioritize differently, not better. Because if we keep telling ourselves, I need to do better, then you're telling yourself that you're failing. You're not failing. You're not doing badly. It's not about getting back up and hopping back on the horse. It's about prioritizing differently. Jason just renewed today. Jason is not here right now, but Jason just renewed today. And something that he wrote in his renewing our goals form was that he wants to learn how to be more disciplined like Coach JP and just, be better. I'm not any different than any of you guys. I have the same flaws. I have the same temptations. I have the same issues that come up in my life. I'm going through a lot in my life right now, but I prioritize differently. Not better. I just prioritize differently. When things come up for me, because of everything that I've been through, because of the way that I've been able to resolve it, because of the multiple divorces, the drinking problem, the weighing 230 pounds, and literally driving on the streets to get home instead of the highway, because I knew that there was 2 McDonald's on the way home, and one of them always had their ice cream machine broken, and the other one didn't, because I've been there. I realized that the most important thing you can do for yourself is to prioritize differently. To realize that if you keep remembering and you keep reminding, and if you keep in the forefront of your mind why you are doing what you are doing, why you are trying to get into better shape, why you are trying to develop that morning routine, why you are trying to actually go to bed when you're supposed to go to bed, why you are trying to show up to these coaching calls, why you are trying to ignore the freaking negative people in your life, your why, it will be much easier for you to choose A over B. It will be much easier for you to say, I'm going to use these next 30 minutes that I have in my schedule to go do a workout in my garage, a body weight workout, a Savage Boost session. I have no excuse. Instead of using these 30 minutes to go and sit on the couch and watch an episode of freaking Netflix, whatever. It's about what you decide to do, right? So circling back, when you share with your family, when you tell them what you're doing, when you decide to be a little bit vulnerable and test the waters the same way that we talk about, gauge their reaction, gauge it, and pay attention to it. Now, don't have that superstition in the back of your mind that, oh, well, they're going to just be negative, or this is the way my family is. Be willing to break the barrier. Be willing to be the one that's different. Be willing to make people uncomfortable. Because guess what? Even though Aunt Sally might judge you for the fact that you don't want to have 5 of her freaking tamales that she spent all day making, and you only decide to have 3. Your cousin Benny, who has been overweight for the past freaking 10 years because that's the way his parents raised him, sees you. And he's like, man, I don't have to have all this food. Maybe there is another way. You might inspire someone that you don't even realize is watching you. And that goes everywhere. It's not just directly with your family. It's with social media. It's the fact that when we post these transformation posts that we've been posting, I'm sure there's people that comment, maybe they reach out to you that you didn't think would do that. Raise your hand if that's happened to you. Right. So like people that you didn't even realize you were inspiring and you were moving were freaking moved by you. Right. And it's important to realize that because you don't know who's watching. You don't know who's paying attention. And when you go to these family events, go there with a clear mind, a good attitude, and make the best of it. Because even though maybe in the past it hasn't gone how you want it to go, you are in control now. You are in the freaking driver's seat. You are the one that is deciding how your day rolls out. Right? Now let's bring this all home, right? So we're talking about hidden enemies. Hidden enemies. How do we identify and combat the emotional triggers that we have? This always, always, always ties into everything that we talk about. The negative self-beliefs, the limiting self-talk. All of this is tied in together. However, I want to be more specific today. When you do what you do, when you tell yourself today, I lost the fight to, eat healthy. Today, my day was so busy that I didn't have time to go to the gym. Today, freaking my boss was an asshole and he made me stay late. And now because of him, like I'm rushing and I'm not going to be able to do my workout. Today, because I got into an argument with my wife, like I just wanted to have pizza. Today, because of X, I'm doing Y. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. And here's why. They are your decisions. They are your words that you are framing, you're putting together the way that they sound and the way that they come out of your head. Today, my boss was a little bit more demanding than he typically is, and now I'm rushing. But you know what? I have 30 minutes instead of an hour. I can still do half my workout. And maybe instead of, driving home and getting home and, making this long ass meal, I'm going to have one of my pre-made meals that I made from yesterday as lunch. And then tomorrow's lunch, I'm going to pack something else. You just won. Your boss didn't destroy your day. I had an argument with my wife. You know what? It's not my fault. It's not her fault. We have communication problems that we need to work on separately of what's happening right now. But I'm not going to allow that situation to derail me. I'm still going to go to the gym and work out because I know that when I do my workouts and when I'm done with my workouts, I feel 10 times better than if I don't. And the thing about doing something positive for yourself is that it is much more powerful than you think. And here's why. In those moments of, do you do something positive for yourself when you feel like you're in a bad space? Or do you do something negative? Because we all know that's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. You're not going to just stay neutral and be like, I'm not going to do anything. You're going to do something to try and make yourself feel better. You're going to chase the dopamine. Now, do you chase the dopamine appropriately and do your workout, meal prep, plan your week, show up to the coaching calls? Or do you chase the dopamine by having a freaking donut, ordering a slice of pizza, going and watching Netflix for an hour and losing track of time, getting into another argument with another one of your friends? Because arguments are dopamine. You feel this rush of energy. Right. So which one do you do? Because the decision is very important. Because if you do the positive, you're that much further. But if you do the negative, not only did you lose ground with where you were physically and mentally at, you are that much further behind. So in times of kind of chaotic nonsense, fights, freaking whatever you want to frame it or call it, that's when you need to take care most of yourself. It's not when things are easy. It's not when things are simple. It's not when you have nothing on your plate. When you have nothing on your plate and you take care of yourself, you're doing what you know you're supposed to do. And you're working towards something, and you are understanding of the fact that delayed gratification is one of the most powerful tools that you can truly learn to appreciate. But, and this is a big but, when you make the decision to not do what you're supposed to be doing, when you are going through a hard, tumultuous time, maybe you lost your job, maybe you lost a friend, maybe someone that you know was in a car accident, maybe you are impending something terrible because you feel like you have this unfair lot in life, instead of you doing what you know is going to help you, it's dangerous, because then you can do something that's going to hurt you. And that is when you put yourself in the negatives. That is when you truly are your own enemy. Because instead of doing the one little thing that you know is going to push you forward towards your goal, towards that progressive overload in life of doing a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more, and then one day you get to a point where you realize, shit, I am doing more than I ever thought I could do. That is when the magic happens, when you get there. But you're not going to get there if, when these hard times happen, you decide to go the other route. You decide to have a Big Mac instead of a salad. You decide to make up an excuse of, I only have 30 minutes. There's just no way I can go to the gym. Like, it's just not going to happen. Okay. There's a workout on your phone that you can do right there in your freaking living room. When you tell yourself that it's just not going to happen today, you're making the decision. It's on you. Nobody else. It's not your wife. It's not your kids. It's not your boss. It's not your friends. It's not anybody. It's you. And the important part about recognizing that you are the one that made the decision, you are the one that decided not to do what you know you need to do, is that you also have the power to change that. So what do we do? What can we do to make sure when we hit these hard times, we don't emotionally feel triggered and we find a way to not be our own worst enemy? Because, by the way, these hard times, these tumultuous times, they're going to keep happening. But I have good news for you. Raise your hand if you have experienced something recently that, if it happened before you joined this program, it would have been much more debilitating. Raise your hand if now you are in a better place to handle when hard things happen to you compared to where you were before you joined the program, because you are freaking 2.0 version of yourself.
Definitely me, coach, for sure.
Colton, hey, Colton's back, by the way.
What up, everybody?
Happy to have you back, Colton. All right, go ahead and mute yourself. So, because you are in a much better position now, because of everything that you've been diligent working on, because progressive overload applies everywhere, not just in the gym, you're going to be better suited to handle situations that happen. So the good news is that even though these hard times will continue to happen, you will be in a much better place to handle them. Your equanimity will be much better. You won't lose your cool. It won't destroy your day. It won't completely destroy or allow you to self-sabotage all of the progress that you've made by making bad decisions. And the good news is that there are ways to fight this. How do we combat the fact that when things happen, we feel emotionally triggered? Well, we have to work on our logical response. Instead of reacting, we need to respond. We need to take the information in. We need to not allow our nervous system to just override our logical system and emotionally say something that we don't really mean or do something that we don't really want to do. We need to literally detach from the situation for a minute. If you can, go for a walk. Ask the person that you'll call them back. Take a minute, detach, breathe, and think about it. And think about what the best case scenario is for whatever is happening, because you have it in you. And if you need to ask for help, ask for help. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you need to go in the Savage Chat, go in the Savage Chat. I've seen a lot of people go in there, venting, sharing, but it's not just for venting. I know that the people that go in there and they vent a little bit, they take the feedback and they apply something about it. They feel better because they know that they're in a safe place and they're sharing, and people are not going to just feel sorry for them. They're going to give them feedback, because guess what? We all level up when we all level up, right? So we need to emotionally control our emotions, logically allow ourselves to allow the logical answer to reveal itself by trying to get a little bit more information. You don't need all the information to make a decision, right? When something happens, you get into an argument with someone, you end up in a fight with someone, maybe something happens in your life that you feel like this is it, this is going to destroy everything, this always happens, this is why I'm miserable, doesn't matter, I don't have control over it. Pause and really think about it. Schedule a support call with me, freaking call me, text me. It's inside of you to make the best decision. You know what to do. And how do we make sure that we have a system in place to save us when we start to feel emotional? If you know what I'm talking about, type it in the comments below. What is something we can use that can act as our safety net? Or unmute yourself if you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Too easy, coach. One thing that we can always use is everybody. Like, even if it's just in the group chat.
Okay.
Like
And
you
what-
said before, or go to the gym as a safety net. Always have something in place.
And what is that?
Find
That's a
people
what?
that not even just the community.
And that's a system,
It's
right?
it's progressive overload. Yeah.
Yes, but it's a system, right?
Yeah.
All right. Beautiful, Colton. Thank you for participating. Happy to have you back, by the way.
Thank you.
Systems. We use systems in every area of our life to do the things that we do. We have a system for how we go to bed. We have a system for how we wake up. We have a system at work. We have a system for how we go to the gym, as far as like, all right, the best way that I'm going to have my best workout is I'm going to take these pair of shoes, make sure my headphones are charged, make sure I have water, take my pre-workout, make sure, I pack all my stuff, make sure I have my lock, make sure that when I get to the gym, I don't dilly-dally. Systems. You have systems for your meal prep. All right, this is how I'm going to do it. And you get better and better and better at it. Maybe the first time you went to the gym, you forgot to charge your headphones. It's a lesson. Next time you go to the gym, you will be extra careful to make sure you charge your headphones. Maybe the first time you tried your meal prep, you didn't have enough containers. You need to make sure you have enough containers next time. Systems. My system in the morning is I wake up, and the night before I went to bed and I was wearing my gym shorts that I wear. And I wake up, I put Oliver downstairs. I make sure he's calm and settled. I have Luna as well, and I make sure she's okay. And as quickly as I can, I go and I jump in my ice barrel for 3 minutes. Because that system is the most powerful system that I have to make sure that I have a better day. That system has saved me in a lot of different times. And I use it for other times as well. Sometimes when I start to feel anxiety in the middle of the day, I will freaking take off all my clothes, throw on my shorts, and go and jump in my ice barrel. Because it is a system that has been proven through and through to help me reduce my anxiety, lower my stress. It releases serotonin from your body for typically 10x hours after you do a cold barrel plunge. It's a system that is my safety net. And yours doesn't have to be that. Yours might be cold showers. Yours might be going into the Savage Chat. Yours might be breathing, using your journal, like Brian said. Yours might be going to the gym and working out. As long as you're not doing it to punish yourself and to fight your demons, you still need to understand that these emotions that you're feeling are real. We don't treat the gym as our therapy to suppress our emotions. We treat the gym as the place where we can be better versions of ourselves and we feel strong enough to face those emotions. Systems. When you have systems in place, the things that happen around you are just things that happen. You can still make sure that, all right, because I have a system and because I meal prep throughout the weekend, just because it's Tuesday and now freaking there's no microwave at work, I have a system in place where I know that there's a great place around the street that has awesome chicken salads because it's happened before. And instead of me saying, oh, well, I guess I'm going to have Burger King, you have a system in place. Work on all of your systems. And the next month, probably around the end of December, I'm going to be releasing what we're calling kind of progression modules, where you're actually going to have them assigned to you like a workout, and they're going to be at certain periods of your phase. You're going to have one for developing a morning system / routine, developing a nighttime routine, developing the best way to do your workouts, as far as like, you always come up with this excuse of like, you know what? I just don't have time to go to the gym. Okay. Guess what can actually solve that problem? Creating a system. And the system that you can use to actually make it to the gym when you're feeling tired, fly or something, is to make sure that when that situation happens, you do a freaking assessment. You do an after action report. What happened? I felt tired and I forgot my shoes and I just wanted to go home and I was hungry. So I thought that it would just be best for me to not go to the gym today. All right, bullshit. You felt tired. All right, cool. So that means that I didn't sleep well the night before because I didn't go to bed on time. And then I woke up and I was rushing because I didn't do my morning routine. Or during lunch, I had a piece of freaking pie. And because of the freaking carbs, I felt freaking lethargic afterwards. Fix that. Make sure it doesn't happen again. Have your systems in place. All right. Number 2, I felt like I didn't have enough time, right? I felt like, I'm already short on time. Bullshit. Go to the gym and do something. Go to the gym and make it happen, right? And what was number 3? I forgot what number 3 was. I forgot my shoes. All right, cool. You made a mistake. Tomorrow, you better make sure you freaking avoid that mistake by putting your gym shoes in your gym bag right by the door, literally in front of your door, so you can't miss. I set out my clothes as often as I can because then the next day, I don't have to worry about thinking. I take all the thinking out of it. Present me is taking care of future me. Past me prepared for current me, right? Because I knew that today I was going to be traveling. I was living in my parents' house. So I made sure that past me charged my computer. I brought my light to make sure that you guys can actually freaking see me instead of it being dark like this. Past me has systems in place, and I charge this light every single night when I use it to make sure that present me doesn't fail. I have no excuses. So present you needs to start taking care of future you, because you don't want to be your own worst enemy. If this is resonating with you, do me a favor and type in the comments your biggest takeaway so far. What is the one thing that you've heard me talk about that truly hit home for you? Be vulnerable, be honest. Nobody's judging you here. Something that you say might inspire someone else to be like, damn, I go through the same thing. If you tell yourself that you need an accountability buddy, if you tell yourself that, I feel like no one else experiences this besides me, this is your opportunity to find somebody that's going through the similar things that you're going through. Because you're not alone. You're not alone. There's over 40 clients in the program. You're not alone. I promise you, you are going through something that someone else is going through. Andy said prioritizing and planning better and not just telling myself BS and not following through. Be accountable for myself. Absolutely. Be accountable for yourself. Nobody else is. And all the little things that you've told yourself in the past, they don't apply anymore because you are a 2.0 version of yourself now. You are in the advanced program. You know better and you've been doing better. And I want you to acknowledge that as well. Stack your wins. Remember, we talked about that as well. Who else? I know he's not the only one. I don't see any of you guys typing. Heather, you're just sitting there. And Galaxy Note 8, who's that? I think it's Eric. Joe, you better have something to share because I know you need to work on your systems because you want to do better, right? Roberto, if you're at the gym, freaking do it between reps. Do it in your rest time. You got at least 60 seconds, I know. Oh, don't freaking pull that. Type your own response, Roberto. A system that I'm currently working on is I am redoing my entire workout regimen because the old regimen that I had isn't working anymore for me. The reason being is that it's getting colder outside. My garage gym used to be easier to set up and warm up and get my workout in, but it takes me too long now because I have more things on my plate. I am prioritizing differently. So I am going to be getting a gym membership and I'm going to be redoing my own workout regimen to make sure that on my off days from CPD, from the police department, those are my off days for my rest because I know that I have my kids and I know that I'm going to be so busy that either I put that as a rest day or I do a home HIIT workout that I can do with my kids when they're taking a nap. And it's a system that I'm working on, because guess what? Last week was terrible for me. And instead of me being like, well, this is the new norm, like, so be it, no, bullshit. Change your systems. Hold yourself accountable. The same way that I create programs for you guys that work around you. Raise your hand if you have asked me to make adjustments for your program and we make it like that because of something that's happening, right? And closed mouths don't get fed. And you guys did that. And I'm proud of you for that. And we will always work that way. So I'm doing the same thing for myself. I'm giving myself support and creating a system to make sure that I don't miss. I'm going to get a gym membership. I'm going to plan out for me when I'm going to go to the gym, and I'm going to ensure that my workouts are prioritized properly so I spend the appropriate amount of time there. And I'm going to take my clothes with me, make sure I'm going to shower at the gym, and I'm going to go to work. So that way I don't have an excuse of like, I'm too tired after work. I know that I'm going to be in traffic for an hour to an hour and a half after my work days. And I know myself. The last thing I want to do after being in traffic for an hour to an hour and a half is go to the gym. So because I know myself and because I'm paying attention, that means that I have to go to the gym in the morning. That's it. Plain and simple. I don't get to tell myself like, well, you know what? It's just not the right time. Later on, next year. No, bullshit. Create systems. Work on your hidden enemies. Do not allow yourself to bring yourself down and allow yourself to be the freaking enemy of what you were trying to build. Now, that's it. Thank you for joining me today. We have some house cleaning stuff that I want to take care of. If you are doing the 24-hour fast with me, the way it's going to, raise your hand if you're here doing the 24-hour fast. It's not mandatory, and we're going to be doing another one in December. If you've never done one, if you've never done a fasting period, it's going to be challenging, but I promise you it'll be rewarding. We're going to do it very carefully. I've been fasting for the last 5 years on and off. I've done where I'm consistently fasting for months at a time for 18 hours. I've done where I do a 48-hour fast every other month, sometimes every other week. There's healthy ways to do it. The reason why I don't teach fasting for anyone in the program unless they have the discipline to do it is because it's not sustainable and it's very hard to follow through with, especially for events like Thanksgiving, especially if you have family, if you have kids, if you have to make meals. So the way we're going to be working it is that you are going to start your fasting clock after you have your dinner on Thanksgiving. Now, I want you to prioritize that dinner, and I want you to make sure that the last thing you have when you eat that dinner is a piece of protein, and limit your carbs a little bit. If you're going to have large meals, make sure that you have your carbs in the front end. Make sure that you don't overeat. Make sure that you don't feel so freaking full that you want to throw up. And make sure that you finish it with a piece of protein. And have a piece of pie if you want. That's fine. But the clock will start when you finish your meal. Now, whoever's doing it, I'm going to start a whole nother chat where we're all going to support each other. We're going to go over it. And I'm going to explain the phases of it. I'm going to cover why you're feeling how you're feeling. I'm going to explain what's next and how we're going to break our fast. If you have any questions, that's the place to do it. If you want to ask, can I have this? Can I have that? I'm going to be right there, be working with you. I also have one more announcement. If you're coming up on your renewal, I'm going to be offering a Black Friday sale on Black Friday where you will be able to save a little bit of money on your renewal. If you recently renewed in the past 2 weeks, or if you rejoined, I'm going to find a way to get you some added value so you don't feel like you missed out on the renewal date on the Black Friday sale. So I will find a way to get you some added value. I don't know what that will be just yet. Maybe it'll be, I don't know, a hoodie or a backpack or something, some swag, but I want to make sure you don't feel like you missed out on the Black Friday sale. Now, the Black Friday sale is going to start, especially if you're up for renewal. I don't think anybody here is, but like I said, if you just renewed, if you're watching this on the replay, type in #replay below. And if you're interested in talking about the Black Friday sale, on Black Friday, I'll be posting it, and then send me a message and we will talk about it. Now, if you did just renew and you still want to get the benefits from the Black Friday sale, there's nothing stopping you from switching to a paid in full and saving more money. Or renewing for a longer period of time and getting the value of what that Black Friday sale looks like. The numbers, the specifics, that's something that we'll talk about on Black Friday if you send me a message saying you're interested. And we'll go from there. Now, last but not least, who just left? Somebody left, right? Can someone tell me who left? Because they were here for most of it, and they're going to get added to the $10 freaking spinny the wheel thing. We need a cool name for this, by the way. If anybody wants to help me come up with like the prize for attending these coaching calls. Joe left. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, spin wheel generator. So he was here for most of it. So I hope you guys don't mind me putting him in here. Can you see my whole screen or just the Zoom call? Like, can you see the spinning wheel?
No.
No? Okay, let me share. Am I even sharing my screen? I don't think I am.
No, you're not.
All right, share. What happened? Oh, and I just lost the whole Zoom chat. So now I can't see who's in here and who's not. All right, let's try this again. Sorry, I'm usually on my larger computer. All right, so Galaxy Note 8, I think that's Eric. Am I right? Unmute yourself and take your freaking camera. Make sure you turn cameras on.
Yeah, it's me.
All right, beautiful, baby. How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm well. My phone is pretty unresponsive tonight, and I don't know why.
All good. You can leave your camera the way it is. All right, we got Eric, we got Brian, we got Andy, we got Colton. I'm gonna throw Joe in here because he was here for most of it. I think he had to put his daughters down. We got Heather. Heather, you won twice or 2 times ago, but I'm gonna put you into this one. So that's how we're gonna play it. If you won the last one, you can't win this time. TJ won the last one. He's not here, so that's all good. Jenny, and we got Roberto. Am I missing anybody? Was there anybody that was here for most of it that had to leave that I missed out on? I don't think I did. All right, I think I'm good. All right, cool. So let me share my screen. All right, do me a favor, guys. Unmute yourselves. I want to celebrate once we announce the winner. All right, so everybody's in here. Eric, Brian, Andy, Colton. Whoa, what the happened here?
Present.
All right,
Present.
beautiful. Heather, Jeff, Roberto,
Kingsley's present.
spin the wheel. If you win, I'm going to send you a $10 gift card of your choice, Amazon, Starbucks, whatever you want. And we're doing this every single coaching call because I want to make sure you guys feel like not only are you receiving value from what I talk about, but there has to be an incentive because we're all human beings and that's just how we operate. So let's go ahead and spin the wheel. Drum roll, please. Dun, 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 dun. And the winner for today is going to be, oh, is it? Oh, that was close.
Andy.
Oh,
Brian, I'm sorry, my
Oh.
man. Andy got to it. That was. I thought that was going to stop.
congratulations, Andy.
This is what Drew
That
Carey
is
feels
close.
like. All right, congratulations, Andy. Brian, make sure you show up to Mindset Monday, and we're going to put your name back in there. Stop
I'll be
share.
there.
All right, guys, before we go, any questions? Does anyone need anything? If you guys have any questions, feel free to stay on for a little bit. If you have to leave, you guys are good. You guys are solid. You showed up. I appreciate each and every one of you. Have a great freaking Thursday. Make sure that you guys remember the importance of memories. Remember to communicate properly. Remember, don't get offended. You get to decide the voices in your head. You get to decide what matters. You get to decide what you do and how you respond, not react. All right. If you want to stay around, I'm going to be here for the next 10 minutes. I'll stop the recording, but I'll be doing like a Q&A if anybody wants to talk. Okay. All right, guys. Take care if you're bouncing. Say adios. Jeez.
See you later, sir.
Later.
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 See you guys.